Mm-mm-mm. This ain't your grandma's podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to episode 89 of the AfroMattt podcast. It has been a wild week. This is a double upload for YouTube because my YouTube channel has been banned for a week. The ban is lifted as of now, so if you only watch on YouTube, this is a double upload. So this is the week of October 8th. Recording this pretty early, like 1 a.m. So, yeah, it'll be a fun one. A little delirious, a little just chilling. My YouTube channel just got unbanned, so we're starting right now. We're getting into it. I listened back to the episode that got banned. I didn't see anything wrong with it. We did make a joke about creating a new coronavirus, which I think is probably what set it off. We said something like, "Hey, worst case scenario, we just make a COVID vac, or we make another COVID and send it to China, or something like that to get them back." Something along those lines. But yeah, it was banned for medical disinformation, which seems to be a huge point of contention nowadays more than ever. I didn't even know there was a such thing as medical misinformation until a year ago. So, you know, I reached out to YouTube on my Twitter. YouTube said essentially, "Fuck you." I'll read you what YouTube said. YouTube's such a cuck, dude. They're insanely cuckish. I appreciate the context. We'll take a look at this and we'll let you know what we find. It may take a few days, but we'll relay everything back to you as soon as we get an update. Thank you for keeping me in the loop. And YouTube said, "Of fucking course." OFC. Our policy team confirmed that the video removal was correct. We suggest reading through this article for more information about COVID-19 medical misinformation policy that led to this decision. Appreciate your understanding of our need to make this tough call. And then I responded and said, at YouTube, "Can you tell me what part was medical misinformation? I think in the transcript we said COVID like once or twice, both in passing." YouTube responded again saying, "We're unable to provide specific deets on this, but you can check out the resource we've mentioned above and learn further about the policy on your vid violated." I'm just going to respond to, "You're a cuck, YouTube. Big cuck energy." God damn, dude. Is it too much to ask for a platform where you can share your jokes, opinions, and say things without the fear of not being able to upload on your channel for a week? But that's where we're at, so it's the world we live in. Can't control it, and the only thing that you can control is yourself. And I know for one thing is I'm not going to change. I'm not going to fix myself. I haven't fixed myself in 23 years. I'm going to start now because of one banning. Dude, this angle makes me look like I have no eyebrows. If you're just listening, don't go on the YouTube. I literally look like I have no eyebrows. My eyebrows are so blonde, they literally blend into my flesh. I look like one of those freak albino people. I need fake eyebrows. I haven't been able to grow eyebrows forever in my whole life. I think it's my biggest flaw is the lack of eyebrows. And as I've gotten older, I've become more and more I used to be self-conscious about my nose, but I grew into that. And now my eyebrows are a main concern for me. They're like non-existent. It's kind of crazy. They're like just shadows. It's wild. It's wild. let's see. Let's get right into this. Let's get into the Jew news here. What do we got going on in the Jew news? Oh, there it is. Late breaking. Coming to you fast and hard. All right. So, we have the actor who played Charlie Brown killed himself. It's pretty sad. I love Charlie Brown. I love Charlie Brown's Christmas. The Great Patch, Charlie Brown. Um, you know, it's sad anytime someone kills themselves, especially someone who was iconic, such as this guy. So, this video is dedicated to the voice actor for Charlie Brown, um, Peter Robbins. Peter Robbins, this one's out to you. Died at 65. He lived probably a good life. He was probably pretty rich, making money off the peanuts. Um, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. It's kind of sad. Don't really have any jokes on that except good grief. Isn't that what he always says? Isn't that what he always says? I mean, it must have been. It's sad anytime anyone kills themselves. They're dealing with some stuff. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. This is actually unfolding here. Okay, so we have. I'm reading this article. He also spent time behind bars for making criminal threats to a San Diego County sheriff. After his release from prison in 2019, he discussed his time behind bars in an interview with Fox 5. I would recommend to anyone that has bipolar disorder to take it seriously because your life can turn around in the span of a month like it did for me. Wow. Wow, you must have he really did snap. No, that is a good grief. That's tough. BPD, bipolar disorder, lashing out against local law enforcement and then going to jail. That is enough to snap anyone. Yeah, you could not want to kill yourself, and all that will happen to you, and you'll come out a changed man. You'll come out with your own noose tied. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But yeah, no, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the boy Peter. Peter Robbins. Let's see.
Conceptually presented.
Oh yeah, this is actually kind of wild. So Tesla, Elon Musk, Tesla guy. You know him. You love him. Actually, probably you don't love him. A lot of people seem to hate him because he's rich. And I mean, yes, he is rich, and yes, his parents were rich, and yes, he did have an unfair advantage. But at least he's doing cool, interesting new stuff with his massive wealth, instead of people like Bill Gates, who's instead of doing cool stuff, he's like shooting vaccines into black kids in Africa for like vague, ambiguous reasons. He's just there, just chilling. He just shows up every now and then. Everyone in Africa kind of knows his plane when he lands, and everyone gets kind of like, "Whoa, here comes the guy with all the shots. He's gonna come test him out on us." Bill Gates needs to chill with that stuff. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, especially since he's like a huge fan of like eugenics and stuff. But as far as Elon Musk goes, I'm not some sort of like dick rider, but he's not the worst, right? So that doesn't make him a good person, but it makes him not the worst. And I mean, I've had people tell me this. They're like, "Wow, you like Elon Musk?" I'm like, "No, I don't not like him." You know, or I don't not dislike him, you know? It's not mutually exclusive. I don't hate the guy like some people do, but I don't love the dude, right? I can just not dislike him. And I think that's where I'm at. Like, the dude's not the worst. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? This video gets marked for medical disinformation again? Great. Thank you. COVID was made in a lab. Here we go. Let's see if that gets flagged. YouTube, that was a joke. That was a joke. Now, please stop harassing me. I feel harassed. Christ. But so Tesla is making this crazy robot. They unveiled this robot that like just strut his stuff. He just came out and just like strut. So let's watch. Okay, play.
In 2021, with just a person in a robot suit, a few days ago, Tesla's humanoid robot was revealed to have become a reality.
We've come a long way, and compared to that, it's going to be very impressive.
Optimus, as the robot was named, entered the stage in front of the audience of Tesla's AI Day 2022 conference. In the videos displayed at the event, Optimus was shown performing simple tasks, such as carrying boxes around and raising objects. Musk later revealed a work-in-progress version of the same robot entirely made with Tesla-designed parts.
Battery pack, control system, everything, fully Tesla-designed.
Though still incapable of walking or even standing on its own. Musk said that Tesla's goal is to make a useful humanoid robot as quickly as possible in high volume and at low cost.
Dude, this robot, it does look super, super bad. Like, that robot will be in a museum, and you'll be like, wow, that robot has so many wires and all this stuff keeping it up. It just looks so primitive. And even now, it looks primitive, which is kind of crazy. I can't wait till they have, like, the robot just in a body, like, the size of a human. And then I can't wait for the time when you can't tell the difference between a robot and a human. And then I won't be able to wait for the moment when robots decides, hey, the only thing separating us from you guys, they'll call us you guys, which will kind of set me off a little bit. When I'm old, I'll be like, if I hear one more cyborg call me you guys, we're going to have a problem on our hands. I'm going to be sitting on my porch. If I see one more goddamn one of them robot boys come down these streets, oh boy, get the shotgun. I'll be out there with a shotgun on my lap. One more you robot boy sons of bitches comes out around my town. They'll be like the new... They start rounding up AI. Like, with these robots. Everyone, all humans just become insanely racist towards robots. And then you have the humans who are like, point of person privilege. Can we please not use, it wouldn't even be gender. It would be like, what is it? Sentience? Sentient-based language, please. And they would be like robot sympathetics. And eventually, at the very end of this, we have robots. Tesla actually came out, or I call him Tesla, but his name's Elon Musk. He came out and he said, like, yo, guys, don't worry, this is not going to turn into Terminator, which is kind of funny, because how do you know? I feel like even in the movie Terminator, the dude's like, yeah, don't worry, guys, Starlink is not going to be Terminator. You guys can just chill. But yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to worry about any of this, because I'll be dead in 50 years. 50 years from now, I'll be 73. Technology will probably have progressed since then, but the air quality will have probably gone down so much that I probably will die at 73 anyways. I think as air quality goes down, people's nose, so my nose is actually a bonus compared to most people. People, I think, will start evolving and being like weeded out of the gene pool for having small noses. And eventually this is what peak male performance looks like. This is the future person right now, what you're looking at. A giant nose, no eyebrows. You don't need eyebrows, okay? no eyebrows, giant nose, small beady eyes. Small beady eyes are the way of the future. Yeah. Yeah. And just a face that turns beet red at any emotion. Rage, disgust, anxiety, beet red instantly. Just fully all your emotions instantly flood your face with redness. That's the future man right there. You're looking at him right now. Mach 1. Let's see what Elon Musk had to say.
as quickly as possible in high volume and at low cost.
It is expected to cost much less than a car. I would say probably less than $20,000. Within 3 to 5 years, you could probably receive an Optimus.
Elon Musk does look hella, like, out of it sometimes. Within 3 to 5 years, you can expect to receive your own Optimus. I don't know what I would have a robot do besides just, like, stand around. I run out of things for, like, myself to do. And eventually I'm just sitting around. Like, I feel like my robot would just charge in the computer for, like, 90% of the time. I don't have that much to move around. But the first people to go and be replaced by Optimus are 100% high-paid jobs. Like, people that drive forklifts or, like, expensive welders will eventually be paid by or replaced by a robot. But I know a lot of those places have, like, unions, and unions are, like, the only thing keeping those people from being replaced by robots. Once those unions get freaking get that freaking that Starbucks right hook. You know how Starbucks was shutting down all those unions, like people like different Starbucks from around the country were trying to start unions, and Starbucks came in with that boom, that vital 1-2. They were hitting that bag. They've been hitting that bag trying to keep down the unions. You hear that crack when they hit that bag. The second a union pops up, you hear that snap, and then you hear the chains jiggle, and you know someone's hitting that bag heavy. Someone's hitting that bag heavy. They don't want that shit. They're fighting demons through that bag. That's what Starbucks is doing with fighting unions. The second a union pops up, you hear it's crazy. It's crazy how much Starbucks does not want unions. What does that say to someone who's like, okay, why doesn't Starbucks want a union? Okay, it's because they want to literally pay them the legal minimum that they could possibly pay them, which I'm kind of all for because they really kind of just blend. They just like mix. It's like the Subway of drink dispensaries, right? Like in Subway, they don't even really memorize how to make the sandwich. I'm gonna clue you in on a little top secret. All the menu items are printed off with how to make it, with like the Subway sub exploded into each layer, so you can see, and it has like little tags. And you're like, well, I'll have the spicy Italian. They don't memorize that. They just look, and then it says, okay, 5 slices of salami. It's for mentally retarded people. 5 slices of salami, or, I mean, people in really tough situations. I mean, you don't have to be mentally retarded, but, I mean, you could be mentally retarded and work at Subway. That is not medical misinformation. That's just fact. I've seen some. I've gone to Firehouse Subs, which is essentially the same place, and I've seen a lady through the drive-thru. I've gone through, and she comes out and gives me my meal, and she has like no eye, and like she's like missing an eye. She has like no teeth. She comes out like she's looking like a pirate. She's like, "Arg me my e." She hands me my bag on like a hook. She just dangles it off of her hook, just out the window. Like the people in there are ragged. They're like weird crackhead people. I don't know if this is like a thing firehouse. They like these are just like fire kids that they. These are kids that are dropped off at the firehouse, the literal fire, like the fire station, and they are raised within a firehouse subs just for the sole purpose of running the restaurant. Um, no, but there's some gross ass people in there. But they make some bomb subs, so it's like a win. It's like a win-loss situation. You get a good sub, but you have to deal with some of the seedy underbelly of the population. We are drinking today Canada Dry, classic ginger ale. Can't go wrong. What was I saying about Elon Musk? Elon Musk, Subway, Starbucks. Oh, Starbucks with the union busting. Yeah, Starbucks union bust like crazy. That's the only thing keeping welders and like trade professions in business is unions. So once that gets set up, you're gonna start seeing once unions start falling around the country, you're gonna start seeing a lot more robots replacing jobs. Truckers, welders, day laborers. Dude, there'll be a bunch of robots just outside of a Home Depot, just like, please, I need work. They're holding a sign that says $5 an hour. The robots start getting it's like a hard job market for the robots now. Like when jobs become so scarce that even old model robots can't find jobs. So you just have like this Tesla model, Oculus or whatever, Optimus. You have this Optimus just outside of a Home Depot, just holding a sign that said, "We'll lift 100 pounds of wood for $5." They can lift like crazy though. That guy was lifting crazy. Metal powered legs for hire, something along those lines. You start seeing homeless robots just on the side of the street with like a cup. It's like a metal cup in their hand. They're starting to do talents, but no one takes their talents. No one takes their talents seriously. They're just like playing Frank Sinatra audio tracks out of their mouth. That's a funny future to think about right there. Yeah, that's wild. Once robots have to start dealing with human problems, they become so human they start having human problems, and then they just realize how truly sad the human existence is. Like robots start having robot children, and so they like make a robot. So if you ever seen the movie Robots, when they have a kid, they don't actually like birth the kid. They get delivered the kid parts, and they build. It's like an IKEA kid. So they build their kid, and you add on to the robot as it gets older and to show age, so it becomes a teenager and whatnot. So the kid's getting older. The kid goes to school. The kid has to go to robot school, and of course it's a little robot, so it gets made fun of by all the human boys. And then eventually the robots start killing themselves. Oh god, it just completely backfires on Tesla. Tesla's like, sorry, this week Optimus did have a 100% suicide rate. I'm sad to admit, but robots just don't want to live on this planet. They can't handle it. They don't have the indomitable human spirit. That's the only thing that keeps people, I think, on this planet, is the indomitable human spirit. It's that the human spirit that was like just ingrained in us from years and years of evolution, of just trying to survive to the next day. You know, yeah, you caught a coyote today, but are you going to be able to fight the mountain lion tomorrow? Are you going to be able to follow that freaking horse for 20 yards in order to try, or I'm not 20 miles, and run alongside it for 20 miles, follow its tracks, and then finally when it stops for water, try to tame it. Try to tame the horse. You might not. And now you're 20 miles away from your base camp, and now you have to just hope to not die, you know? It's that indomitable human spirit that keeps you going. Am I using that term right? Indomitable? Like the indomitable snowman? Let me see. Indomitable human spirit. Know your meme. God damn it. Continue without disabling. The indomitable human spirit. The indomitable human spirit is an axiom expressed in memes about the power of the human will and perseverance against the indifferent cruelty of the universe. The term and catchphrase were popularized in memetic use around mid-2022, which spurred a series of wholesome memes about the value of hope and love in a difficult world. Man with no hands rolls a blunt in 5 minutes. The human spirit is indomitable. It's time for another day. I am claiming my birthright as an inheritor of the indomitable human spirit, and I will fucking do it. You see, this is what keeps humans going, the indomitable human spirit. These memes are actually so stupid though. What is this? This is a monkey drinking water. And it says, "No more self-destructive thoughts. This ape has realized that we often suffer more than our imagination. We often suffer more in our imagination than in reality, and despite the hardships in life, love abounds, and we can always get better." Dude, these are some wholesome ass memes. I wonder what comedy will be like in the year 2020, or in the year like 2045. You know, I'm turning 46. I just turn on I go to whatever YouTube has become, whatever cesspool YouTube has become, and it's just just funny noises, just like squeak squeak. I feel like that was what comedy was originally. Like you had the freaking Tom and Jerry. It's just like a baruga, and it's like these weird noises like wow 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 wow, and you're like, oh, that guy's fat walking towards me. Wow 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 wow. Like that's funny. When he walks, he makes a funny noise. Oh god. Yeah. That's funny. Let's see. Let's continue on to some this is some Was this my good news segment? This is Matt's good news. Let's see if we got a good news segment. Here we go. Matt's good news segment. If you're tired of bad news, stop. Here's the news segment. Here's the headline. Man who donated his mother's body to an Arizona Center for Alzheimer's Research discovers it was sold onto the U.S. military for $6,000, strapped to a chair and blown up in blast test. Well, it's one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one way to collect your mother's remains and get them to become ash. And I guess a blast test is one of them. in Arizona, an Arizona man has spoken out about the heartbreak he endured when learning that the body of his mother, which he donated for medical research, was sold off to the military and blown up in a blast testing experiment. I don't think I'll ever donate my body to anything. First off, I don't want to be part of an experiment. I don't want to be part of any sort of weird experiment that tries to, like, regain my consciousness after I'm dead. Like, when I'm dead, I want to just leave. I want this to be over, right? I don't want to be reincarnated. I want to come back. I don't want to go to another plane. I want silence. I want it to be quiet for once. I want quiet. Can I just get quiet, please? Just me and my thoughts. And maybe a couple other, like, I think the perfect afterlife for me is like 3 dudes that, like, it's like me and another quiet person and another quiet person. They don't have to be dudes necessarily. 3 people, and everyone's quiet every now and then. We're all just, thinking. One of us says something funny. One of us farts. That's funny. We'll chuckle, and then we'll go back to just silence. No thoughts, nothing at all. Just a black void with, like, just some people close. You don't want to talk to them, and they don't really want to talk to you, but you just have them close. It's nice to have people close to you at, like, a vicinity where you could touch them if you whatever would call for you to touch a person, right? But you don't want to. It's nice to have that the feeling of other people being there, because you don't want to be in a black void by yourself. That's scary. If you have a couple other people there with you, it doesn't really, it's not as scary. That's the perfect existence, I think. Just a black void with, like, 3 other people that are also in the black void. And everyone's just you're just thinking. You don't really have anything to think about. You just have you have just silence. Just finally quiet, right? I don't want anyone messing with. I want my body to be donated. I want to be dead and then wake up and in some sort of, like, CIA lab where they're trying to, like, resuscitate the neurons in my brain's firing again. I wake up and they're like, "Hey, oh, well, this is awkward." You wake up and they're like, "Well, technically, you've died and your Social Security has been terminated, so you are no longer a person. So we're gonna have to unalive you now." But great news is you are the first test subject to be resuscitated, and then they just kill you again. But yeah, no, this is not the best story. Medical officials feared the condition may have mutated and hoped to study her brain after her death. She had, like, stage 5 brain cancer or something. Alzheimer's is what she had. However, after she died in 2014, her neurologist was able to accept her remains, so her son, Jim, reached out to a number of donation facilities who he hoped would continue the investigation. So he thought that, that's so sad. So he thought that he was donating to some organization that would help with Alzheimer's research, but they ended up just giving it to the government to blow up in a bomb test. That's great. U.S., stay classy. Stay classy, U.S. Don't change. Don't change for no one. You've changed. You've changed, United States. You've changed. You're not the same man I knew you once were. Back when I knew you, the United States, you would unabashedly, I feel like there's a word that I'm trying to get. Unabashedly? What is the word? Like, when you do something unabash. I'm looking at this word now. Okay, here we go. Dude, it is the word. Here we go. Can we listen to it?
Unabashedly.
Dude, I'm that's the word. That's a word. Without apology, embarrassment, or defensiveness.
Unabashedly.
Unabashedly. I mean, it's right. It sounds wrong, but it's right. Yeah. So, back when I knew you, CIA, you would unabashedly steal people while they were alive and use them for medical research, bomb tests, drug manipulation, subject them to torture, really fun stuff. Demonic fun stuff. Let's see, let's continue on here. Speaking about the CIA, Guantanamo Bay. January 6 detainees say DC jail is so awful that they'd like to transfer to Guantanamo. This is pretty funny. So January 6, if you don't know, there are a bunch of Proud Boys who got a little out of control and decided to hop onto the Capitol. It was huge. People were probably blowing it out of proportion. I think legally I have to say it was an insurrection, or else I will be tarred and feathered. But to me, it's more of like a mass cosplay, or some sort of a LARP. Like, these people, they got to dress up in their, they got to put on their army vests. They got to wear all their camo. They bring out the American flags. It was a fun little spot for people to meet like-minded people, like a furry convention. It was very similar to a furry convention in the ways that it was non-violent for the most part. I mean, they did they even break down a barricade? I feel like the people just let them through. But yeah, these January 6th detainees say that the DC jail is so awful that they want to be transferred to Guantanamo Bay. Dozens of individuals held in DC's jail on charges related to January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol have submitted a handwritten letter to the federal court demanding to be moved to Guantanamo Bay. The detainees say they are living in inhumane conditions. That is interesting. Wonder what the boys want to do with Guantanamo Bay. What did they want to do there? I mean, am I crazy, or did Obama shut down Guantanamo Bay, or is he the one who started it up? I could be confused here. I know Obama had something to do with Guantanamo. Whether that be he really was a big fan and he kickstarted that shit, or he was trying to shut it down. I'm gonna go with the former, because he seems like he's kind of into it. Like, he goes there and kind of likes to see, he made excuses to go down there. He feels like the kind of guy who would lie to his wife that he's going somewhere with the boys, but he's actually going to Guantanamo Bay to check how things are. Yeah, Michelle, we're going to the game. The game is we're going to watch the Patriots play the Pirates. And I don't know if this is any good. We're going to watch the Patriots play the Pirates. And Me and the boys, we're gonna get together. I'm gonna grab some beers. Some beers. And secretly, that whole time, he's just on a plane to Guantanamo Bay, which is fun. Oh, I found out that Martha's Vineyard, Michelle Obama, the Obamas actually live on Martha's Vineyard, and Kamala Harris lives on Martha's Vineyard. Also, a little update on all the people that got shipped there. It turns out that they shipped them to somewhere else. They shipped them to Cape Cod, I believe. So they said, to hell with you. So, heathens, get out of here, heathens. The rich people, I heard that they like gave them like cases and cases of Perrier, like the bubble water, just like the rich bubble water. That's like what they were drinking. Those immigrants were like living the best life for about a week, and now they're homeless in Cape Cod. So that sucks, but they had a good week. Let's see. Let's continue here in the news. Sorry, it's like 2 a.m. So my throat is a little raspy. But I feel like it gives me a good timbre when I'm talking on the radio. Hey, you're listening to 101.5 The Cream. Youch. I was listening to sometimes my girlfriend will put the radio on when she takes out my car, and then I'll come back, and I never listen to the radio, but sometimes I'll listen to it if it's on. And those radio hosts are the most retarded people on the planet. They say like their job is to say words that have no meaning in the same in the string that they put them in. So they're like they don't really even have they are gifted in the expression of opinion without having an opinion. And I know that doesn't make much sense, and that's why it's a gift for them. This guy was like, yo, welcome to 101.9 The Cream. Yo, so Samantha, guess what I watched yesterday? And she's like, what did you watch yesterday? He's like, well, I watched She-Hulk, and I gotta say, that movie's different. I'm just listening to this like, okay, that movie, okay, it's different. In what way? And she's like, yeah, I've been watching that too. And he's like, yeah, I just can't get over how strong She-Hulk is. She's strong. And I'm like, so is he complaining at how strong she is, or is he like hype for it? Like they're so gifted in the way of saying nothing. Yeah. And also they have good voices that people want to listen to. So that's also one reason they get hired, to say nothing. And then those stupid radio shows where they have like people call in and share like a really sad story, and then they play like a random unrelated song. And they play some like sad song, like, let me see. Yo, you're listening to Matt on the mic. Who do we have on the line here today? And then it's like some grandma picks up. Hey, I'm Jessica. Hi, Jessica. How can I help you tonight? Well, I wanted you to play a song for my grandpa. Or I wanted you to play a song for my husband. He just passed away last week. Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know. I got just the song for you. You're so strong. All right, this one's going out to your husband. And then she's like, thank you. Sweet Caroline, bam, bam, bam. Good times never felt so good. This is like they've just played the most unrelated song. Those ones are always pretty funny too. Let's see. Let's continue with the news. The news kind of just is never ending here. We get so off topic. Let's get back into the news feeling. News. Back to the news. Here we go. Oh, this one has a video. Let's just listen to the
A
video.
warning from President Biden about President Putin's repeated nuclear threats. Mr. Biden saying we have the direct threat of the use of a nuclear weapon if in fact things continue down the path they are going. The president making the comments off camera at a Democratic fundraiser, adding, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was 60 years ago, 1962, one of the most dangerous confrontations of the Cold War. President Putin, who turns 70 today, has threatened to use any means at his disposal and says the US created a precedent by using nuclear weapons in Japan during World War II. President Biden saying he's not joking when he talks about the use of tactical nuclear weapons or biological or chemical weapons. The US has said
Wow, that's
there are
kinda
no
wild.
signs Russia is imminently preparing to use a low-grade nuclear weapon.
Well, at least it's a low-grade weapon. But yeah, so this article says why U.S. purchase of radiation sickness drug Nplate is no cause for alarm. Hey guys, don't be shocked. America buying massive amounts of radiation sickness drug like it's Fallout 47 is not a cause for alarm. The Department of Health and Human Services has ordered $29 million worth of supply of a medication used for injuries caused by radiation. So, someone dropped the receipt. I'd like to imagine just there's like a little, like a receipt that you get when you go to CVS with all the freaking, it's like a fucking foot long. It's a CVS receipt and it just has like radiation sickness, medication, opioids, stuff like just like a laundry list of stuff, and at the very bottom it's like $12 trillion. Amid concerns about Russian President Vladimir Putin's recent nuclear threats came a bit of a startling news. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said Tuesday that they spent $29 million to treat radiation sickness. So, look, I mean, I think I'm in a safe spot if we get nuked. I don't think the middle of the country is a big threat like Arkansas. I don't even think Russia knows how to even... Like, if they said, point to Arkansas to nuke, Russia would not know where to point. They wouldn't even probably know how to say it. They would say Arkansas, and they would probably nuke Kansas instead. We would dodge it. But, yeah, I don't think Arkansas is popping up on anyone's nuke list. So I think we're good, at least where I'm in. This might get some people to move here. Imagine that starts, because I am in real estate. I say this every episode, but I'm in real estate. Just so you know. I'm still in real estate. If that becomes like a major selling point, hey guys, so we did the numbers. So we ran the numbers. And a very accurate AI projection says that Arkansas, on a scale from, all the states, is only 9% likely to be nuked by Russia. Now, compare that to where you're at right now in California, which has about a 99% chance of being nuked by Russia. Now, does that sound like something that you want? All right, well, bye. That's usually probably... That's how it's going to go. That's going to start being a major selling point for some states. Hey, come on down to Texas. Actually, Texas might be also on the nuke list. But, yeah, the department said that in the statement that the purchase of the drug called Nplate is part of a long-standing ongoing efforts by the Administration for Strategic Preparedness in response to better prepare the U.S. for potential health impacts of wide-range threats of national security. In other words, despite President Joe Biden's warning that the risk of nuclear Armageddon is highest as it's been since the Cuban Missile Crisis, The purchase of the drug for radiation sickness is coincidental. Is it? So yeah, Joey B out there saying, yo, it's doomsday. Who knows what's going on? But it'll be, I don't think there's been a crazier time in history. And I know that every generation says that, but I don't think it's ever been this crazy. I'm just glad to be here. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I don't want to be here, but I'm here for the ride, and I'm here for a good time. So, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, and I'm enjoying the ride. We're gonna see what happens. I know time will get tough. My beard will grow out. I will get scraggy. I'll get cuts. I'll get bruises. I'll lose a hand. I'll become a pirate lady. I'll start working at a Firehouse Subs. It's gonna get wild. It's gonna get wild. But let's see. What's the last thing that we have on news? Kanye West, White Lives Matter. So Kanye West kind of blew up everyone, like the entire internet, when he wore a shirt that said, with Candace Owens, that says White Lives Matter. If you don't know who Kanye West is, he's black. Candace Owens is also black. So wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt is out of character. I guess maybe not that out of character for Kanye West and them. But a lot of people were saying this is like super bad for the race. I can't really talk on it much because it's like all the people I saw commenting about it were like white people. I'm like, I want a black person's opinion on this. Because it feels kind of like weird to be like, hey, black person, stop wearing that shirt that says White Lives Matter. As a white person, I don't know. It doesn't feel good. I probably can't wear that shirt. I couldn't wear that shirt that says White Lives Matter because of obvious reasons. But Candace Owens and I mean, Kanye West can wear anything he wants. He's the GOAT. But yeah, let's see what's going on.
Caught what I was saying, the comparison to Tanya Hardin about the White Lives Matter. My dad is an educated ex-Black Panther, and
I've got to say Kanye West is looking a little raggedy.
And he put a text to me today. He said, "White Lives Matter, ha 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny.
It is funny.
I said, "Dad, why do
funny.
you think it was funny?" He said, just a black man stating the obvious.
Wow.
And
dude, his dad's kind of based.
My dad doesn't listen to rap music, and he's like super educated. We opened up a water distribution center.
I love Kanye West. I don't care if he wears a White Lives Matter. I don't care if he wears a Klan hood. The guy's kind of like, he's so out there that anything he says has to be taken with like, not a grain of salt, but like, what's the opposite? Taken with a grain of sugar. Because that shit's sweet to the touch. Anything he touches is gold. Just instantly blows up all over the internet. Anything he does. So it's always a good idea to keep an eye on him. Now, do I agree? I feel like because I have a podcast, I have to have some crazy like opinion on this White Lives Matter shirt. Look, white people were wearing Black Lives Matter shirts for like so long. Black people start wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, so all of a sudden they're the devil. Guys, I don't think it works like that. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, you guys can wear whatever you want on your shirt. I'll wear a shirt that says no lives matter, and then I'll kill myself in it. That's what I want. Imagine Islamic. No, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna make a Taliban joke, like Taliban people wearing a No Lives Matter shirt, and then like going in, but it was probably gonna be a bad joke. Let's continue. Oh, I found this video. This is a video from from a while back. This was from one of my first podcasts, like episode probably like 45.
This time, I'm going extra mile. See this?
No, this is probably episode like single digits, maybe. Such an old episode. It was when Nick was co-host. So Nick was co-host for the first season, the first year. And then at the beginning of the second season, I had my brother and his friend Lucas on. And now for like the second half of the second season, it's kind of like a solo thing. So third season starting up after December, so we might switch things up. We might get a new thing coming on. But this was from one of the old episodes. And it's just, I mean, just a crazy TikTok that I found, just absolutely unhinged. We could never find out what was happening.
White. See this? White. Shoot.
She like can't read or something.
White master. White master farts matter to me. You hear me?
It says white master farts matter to me.
Matter to me. White fart matter. White farts. White
master farts matter
to me. White male fart master matters to me. White fart male.
She's struggling hard.
White fart master. White fart. White master fart matters to me. See? I want y'all to get a bold part of this. This time, I'm going extra mile.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. I don't know who that is, what that is, but it reminded me of that. White master farts matter to me. That's true. It's a true statement. All right, let's finish this off. Let's cap this off with some TikToks. We have some really good ones here from Gary V. Gary V releasing a new line. If you guys remember what his V friends were an NFT that he tried to sell. I don't know if he did sell any, but now he has he's making his V friends into actual stuffed animals. So his NFTs have become his NFTs has gone from non-fungible to completely fungible now. His NFTs are fungible. You can buy physical NFTs now. NFTs have come full round to where like they're like maybe physical world is kind of dope. That's kind of funny.
Order the Gratitude Gorilla limited edition collectible now on Macy's.com. Be a gorilla. Be grateful.
He's got a few of these, and I mean they're just all so good.
When times are most challenging, be the bigger person. When I just look at this, I can already envision it in so many people.
Oh shit.
When times are most challenging, be the bigger person. When I just look at this, I can already envision it in so many people's hands. And the agenda of VFriends is to teach good attributes. Being the bigger person in tough situations is exactly what the world needs right now. One in stuffed animal form and one in collectible vinyl. You can pre-order the limited edition stuffed animal and vinyl of Be the Bigger Person from VFriends on Macy's.com now.
You can pre-order Be the Bigger Person on Zillow.com right now. Let's see. Here's one more Gary V.
Makeup was one of the biggest things that sold during the Great Depression. That's right, makeup. Escapism, a little taste of normality, a little smile really matters during tough times. So when you see this kind of headline, immediately you could be like, what? That makes no sense. But in reality, this is why I have so much love for all the entertainers, the comedians, the musicians, the creative class, that during tougher times give a little hope. Athletes, sports, it does it for me. They give a little excitement, a little escapism from their normal, tough realities. The macroeconomy is getting challenged. But if you, as an entrepreneur, or as a creator, or as a human being, can provide some escapism, a little joy, a little smirk,
Oh, we're
a
not.
couple of hours of smiling. You can actually.
We're not escaping here, guys. We're diving deep. This isn't escapism. This is kind of escapism, but I'm bringing you guys. We're escaping the inside and we're viewing it from the outside. We're not part of this. We're not really here, right? We've escaped. We have escaped. We're already escaped. I'm not offering escapism. I'm offering sideline commentary for people who have already escaped. Yeah. Let's watch a couple more of these. What is this one? This is a gender fluid furry convention in a wheelchair.
You're a faggot, and you know what? I suck dick for cock. All right?
I suck dick for cock.
I suck dick for cock.
Suck dick
and
for
what
cock.
do you do? A tech job? Hey.
Holy shit. So the guy in the wheelchair that was calling everyone the F slur was riding around in his wheelchair, and he tried to slap this guy's phone who was recording him out of hand. And then he just got pushed to the ground. So now there's a guy whose wheelchair is toppled, and he's on the ground. And there is an elephant trying to block the view.
Pressing charges. Pressing charges. Pressing charges. Pressing charges. Hey, you attacked a disabled trans people person.
He said you attacked a disabled trans person. This is still the person that was calling everyone the F word. And now they are scooting on their butts, or their butt, to chase him.
Piece of shit! You big man! Come and get me, bitch! Come and get me, bitch! You faggot! Come and get me, bitch! You're a faggot, and you know what?
Oh, God.
I suck dick for cock!
I suck dick for cock. That's legendary right there. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's watch one more. Come and get me. That's good. That's funny.
As friendly are the auditorium seats on our Norwegian.
Okay, yeah, this is how plus friendly are the auditorium seats on the her Norwegian cruise. So as you can imagine, a cruise usually probably has to be a little plus size friendly.
As friendly are the auditorium seats on our Norwegian cruise. Unfortunately, I found the auditorium seats to be a little small. I'm a size 26, 28, and they were just very tight for me. However, there was a space in the back for wheelchairs. You might be able to ask for a seat to be put there that you could use, or there's a space behind the last row so you're not taking away from the wheelchairs. Also, I was on the Norwegian Pearl. This might be slightly different for other Norwegian cruise lines.
I like that. I like that. I hope that there's more of that, like sort of like space reviews. We're past reviewing books, movies, TV shows. We are now reviewing open spaces for just existing. Now, is this space good for big people? Now this is where I want to know. I want to know if this space is good if I'm 600 pounds. I want to be able to search for a review of a space, of a coordinate on the planet. I want to be able to get a review for how fat I have to be to get into there. I want to be there. I want to know if I'm fat enough I can be there. That's where we're at in this country. And with that being said, I think that about does it. We're going to wrap this episode up with the outro. Thanks again, everyone, for listening. And I hope you have a nice, fruitful day. Oh, nope. Wait, what's the one I usually play for the outro? Does anyone know? Nope. 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 That's Indian. Dude, what's the one I play for the outro? Oh, that's the intro. Oh, this is it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Hit it, Jimbo.